Now let's bounce over to the NFC Championship fees. And the Niners have beat the Rams twice this year, 6 consecutive wins across the board. You got to ask yourself, how do Kyle Shanahan and the Niners continue their dominance over Sean McVay and the Rams to be able to get to their second Super Bowl in 3 years, man?
They got to play the same game that they've been playing against them all the time, because the advantages that Sean McVay's Rams teams have, they don't work against the San Francisco 49ers. They are excellent at rushing the passer. They're excellent in the secondary at defending top-flight receivers. But you know what the 49ers do? They run the ball straight down your throat. They don't throw. Jimmy G will throw the ball 20 to 25 times, and that might actually be a lot. Like, the Rams are depending on disrupting your quarterback's flow and his comfortability. But that's not what the 49ers do. That's why they keep losing to them. Kyle Shanahan is a genius in orchestrating a rush game. He has all types of schemes in the running game and the way that they do the blocking schemes. They come out, they will run the ball early, they'll run it often. Clearly, with them winning 6 of the last 6 matchups against the Rams, they're not concerned about Aaron Donald being out there. They're not worried about them picking up Von Miller. They're not worried about throwing at Jalen Ramsey, because they're not throwing that much. They're going to get the ball to Deebo Samuel in spots that they need to get him to. They're going to get it to Elijah Mitchell where they need to get it to him. They're going to run the ball a lot. They need Jimmy G to throw a couple of key passes on third downs to keep these drives alive, be safe with the football. I mean, we know Jimmy will turn it over at times, but in games against the Rams, Jimmy has been outstanding. Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number. This will not change. The San Francisco 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Niners.
Fee said, give me the field on championship weekend. I can't push back there, man. I mean,
bang, Niner gang.
That's what they say. Niner gang, baby. That's right. Faithful to the Bay, Niner Nation, whatever they say out there. But yeah, those Niners fans are crazy out there in the Valley. But this is going to be a hell of a game. And honestly, Fees, I just got to double down on what you said. This is what San Francisco has been. They have been a run-first team. Let's run the ball 50, 60, maybe 70% of the time throughout a season, throughout a game, throughout a certain stretch of games, because they're physical. Bosa's going to get after you. That defensive line is going to get after you. Fred Warner is still a top linebacker in this league. And yes, San Francisco secondary isn't going to be the strongest, but obviously their offense is not going to match, LA's. And you can say that the defenses are going to be, the deciding part in this game. But I think more than anything, they've got to make it to where Stafford is going to be actually having the ball in his hands throughout this game. And yes, we saw him do it against a Bucs team. We also saw him do it, earlier in the year against that Bucs team. Now they were beat up. He has proven a little more now beating the Bucs. But in week 18, we saw the defense of San Francisco kind of get a hold of him. They pick him off in the game to eliminate my New Orleans Saints from the playoffs. And we see Stafford again with a moment in a game to where he's trying to force it down the field to OBJ of all people. He underthrows it, and it's an interception that loses them the game. San Francisco's got to put them in that same situation that they ultimately did back in week 18. I mean, there's no question about it. Definitely there. Now, you also got to ask, what changes do the Rams need to make in order to overcome their biggest hurdle in the San Francisco 49ers?
I mean, it's very obvious what the Rams need to do. They need to figure out how to stop the run. I don't know if they need to put 8 in the box. They need to play a 4-6. Whatever it is that needs to happen on their defense, that's the side of the ball where the game changes for the Rams. The Rams come out with this defense that has all these superstar names to it, but ultimately they can't stop the run. San Francisco has exploited it every single time he's played them. Doesn't matter how good the talent is on the other side of the football, they have not been able to stop San Francisco from running the football. They have to at least they got to at least hold the run game down, because they haven't stopped it any time that they played them. If they can hold the run game to actually force Jimmy to have to pass the ball, then they can pressure him, and then that's when their defense can step up and start forcing turnovers. But if they're not putting Jimmy in situations where he has to throw the football, to where he's just like, I'm going to play action and I'm going to throw the ball when I get good and well ready to, then they're going to lose again.
Yeah. Yep, they gotta make it difficult. They got to throw them a curveball somehow, and in order to be able to overcome this. But here's the thing about the Rams, and it's just been a theme going out of the regular season and getting into the postseason. So in the last 3 weeks, the Rams have led 17-3, 21-0, and 20-3 at halftime. In the second half of those games, they are allowing an average of 18.7 a game in the entire half, getting outscored by 8.7 points in the final 2 quarters during that stretch. So you have to show yourself that, or rather the Rams have to show us that they're able to hold on to these leads. They're not going to try to pull an Atlanta Falcons against a Tom Brady because he's been in this situation before. They have to stand strong. They can't let Stafford potentially be in a situation to where if they're getting leads that are being blown away, whether it's his fault or not, it's going to be a bad look on him. It's going to be a bad look on McVay. It's going to be hard to buy into a Rams team down the road who is clearly trying to stay right now. And another thing that they definitely have to do is be able to keep that pressure off of Matthew Stafford. So in week 18 against the Niners, their guards on the inside allowed 15 total pressures. So they're definitely going to have to improve on that in order to keep Matthew Stafford sane, to keep him comfortable back there, because you don't want a bad decision from Matthew Stafford. That's what everybody's waiting on. Everybody, me, you fees, a lot of people watching the show, a lot of people watching championship games this weekend are going to be waiting for that damning play from Matthew Stafford. But if he can hold out and, have these corrections here, then the Rams might be able to pull it off and correct the Week 18 boo-boo there. But tell me, who is representing the NFC in the Super Bowl before we wrap it up tonight?
It's bang, bang, Niner game all day. 49ers going to the Super Bowl. 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a replay of the 80s. What? That's what we got.
I saw a Super Bowl jacket from the other day. It was literally like left side Niners, right side Bengals. It was fairly ugly, but it was kind of cool. It was literally like a Super Bowl collab. Man, this is definitely a tough pick. I want to lean Rams because they're clearly the better team, like better quarterback, comparable coaches, definitely better offense, maybe even the slight nod on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm going to play it safe. I will take the Rams in a close one, though. I don't necessarily expect a lot of points here. You're going to see a lot of Stafford, a lot of Jimmy G, a lot of Deebo Samuel, a lot of Cooper Kupp, a lot of Aaron Donald, a lot of Bosa, but this is going to be a great game. I will have the Rams and the Chiefs to finish it out here in the Super Bowl in SoFi. Rams are going to be home, going to be trying to do what the Bucs did.